Happy Flower Friday! My name is Valerie and I'm a floral enthusiast and designer. And today I'm going to show you how to refresh week-old flowers. If you tuned in last week, then you are already familiar with our fall arrangement. We added some fuchsia alstroemeria, some fuchsia colored daisies on the top. We also sprinkled about some red roses. On the front we have some maroon colored hydrangeas, and they did open up a little bit. And then we sprinkled around some foliage. So we have our sawgrass, Italian ruscus, and then our maroon colored leucadendrum. So I'm really glad that this arrangement turned out fantastic. It lasted pretty long. I will say maybe like 5 to 6 days now. But I really love the color scheme and I want to continue to leave this flower arrangement up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and refresh this arrangement by removing some dead petals, trimming the bottom, and as you can see, replacing the water because that is not pretty. I'm gonna start by removing some of the dead petals on our arrangement. So I'm looking around and it looks like this petal here is browning a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna snip that off. And then you see the ends of this petal are browning as well. So I'm just gonna take my shears. I'm just gonna trim. That way some of the brown is off, we can still keep this lovely large green leaf. Have some of these petals here. I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna trim some of this here. So now you see that all the petals are green down here. At the top, you will notice that there is a rose that's dying. I typically pull out the rose and I make sure that all the petals are either dead or alive. So it looks like these are all not very fun. So it's safe to say that we can get rid of this. So any stems from the arrangement that are just dead or they're just all browning, you can just take them off, just throw away the whole stem. So you have another rose here on the corner. I'm gonna pull this one out too. Oop, that one fell out. Yeah, that's an easy way to tell if your flowers are dead or just done, is if you can shake it and the petals fall off. Pretty much means that this one's done too. Yep, that's all done. So if you look back here, there's another rose. Yeah, this one is really done. You can tell because it's so deep in color and all the edges are browning. So that is pretty much done as well. So we had about 4 roses in this arrangement. Those 3 didn't make it. Oh, there's one more, but there's one more up front. And this one seems to be doing pretty well. So there's one brown petal here, so I'm gonna pull that one off. But for the most part, it's doing pretty good. This one's actually kind of loose too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trim the bottom, maybe like 1 inch, and then cut it like that. And just put it back in the arrangement. Yep. I just put it back in the same spot, but you can put it anywhere that you would like. So I'm starting to see here that our leucadendrum foliage is doing pretty well. But if you look back here, some of our alstroemeria looks a little dry and like it's not gonna make it. So I'm just gonna pull that petal off. Just 2. Came off really easily as well. And then you have a daisy in here that's not doing too well. She's not too happy. She is stuck to a few other daisies. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna snip the head off. Yep. And cover that spot back up. And if I turn my arrangement, it looks like we have a couple other daisies that are done as well. I'm just gonna pull it up just a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna pull that whole stem out because it looks like these are done. So I'm gonna throw that out. And then I have these here. So I'm gonna snip these 2. This is what we are getting rid of. So this is gonna allow for the arrangement to look more vibrant if you pull out the dead petals and the flowers that are pretty much dead and done. This one, as you can tell, the drooping flowers, I don't want none of that garbage. So our arrangement looks a little bit smaller, but that's okay because we're getting rid of any of the dead petals that we just don't need. So if I look this one here, I'm gonna trim that head off as well because that's dead. So this is taking me just a few seconds The more often you do it, the faster you'll be able to go. But I've already identified all of the dead petals and dead leaves, and I've pulled them out. Now that we have removed the dead petals and the browning petals, we're gonna trim the bottom of our arrangement. And by bottom, I mean a few of the stems of the flowers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lift the arrangement so as to keep it intact. And you'll notice some petals are falling off and things of this sort. And then I'm going to turn the arrangement and I'm gonna start trimming at least 1/2 inch to 1 inch of the bottom of this bouquet. So I'm gonna start here in the back. I'm just gonna trim it by like 1/2 inch, a little less than half. You just wanna give it a fresh cut. And I'm gonna turn the arrangement. Okay, and I do wanna cut it even. There you have it. I've cut about 1/2 inch to 1 inch off from the bottom of this arrangement. And before I put the arrangement back into the vase, I want to go ahead and replace the water. I've gone ahead and cleaned our bouquet vase, and then I replaced the water. I added a spoonful of sugar, a 1/2 packet of flower food, and a couple of cubes of ice. This will help to preserve our flower arrangement. Now we can go ahead and place our arrangement that has just been trimmed into our bouquet vase. Once I place them in the vase, I separate the petals, or I mean the stems. I separate the stems to see what we're working with. Our arrangement looks bright already. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the sawgrass back into place and just tuck it in the arrangement. I brought out the rose a little bit. Have our hydrangeas here. Our leucadendrum. Excellent. Perfect. And there you have it, our refreshed fall flower arrangement for this week's Flower Friday. We went ahead and removed the brown petals, we trimmed the end of the arrangement, and we cleaned the vase and replaced the water. Thank you so much for tuning in. I drop a Flower Friday video every single week. Please be sure to subscribe and to click the bell for future notifications, and also to comment below and to like this video. Thank you again. Until next time.